Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video day, and today the New York Giants have announced that Russell Wilson will be their Week 1 starter. Very interesting. Russell Wilson announced the Week 1 starter, but I think we all knew this was going to happen. I think Jameis Winston is a very solid veteran, and Jackson Dart is a guy that has potential as a rookie, but no one, neither one of them had stand a chance against Russell Wilson. Then bringing in a 10-time Pro Bowler, one-time Super Bowl champion. I think that there was a good idea. Russell Wilson was going to be the starter in New York. 11 starts last year in Pittsburgh. The team went 6-5. His completion percentage was 64%. He threw almost 2,500 passing yards and 16 passing touchdowns in 2024. Only throwing 5 interceptions. I thought he was a lot better in 2024 with Pittsburgh than he was compared to when he was with Denver. I thought he looked a lot better. I mean, we saw you compared 2023 and 2024's numbers. He threw 2,500 passing yards in 2024 compared to 2023 throwing 3,000. And he started 4 less games with Pittsburgh in 2024 compared to 2023, having 15 starts with Denver. And the passing touchdowns were 16 compared to 26, being in 4 less starts. And the interceptions were down as well a little bit. And so I liked what I saw from Russ with Pittsburgh. And what I will say is, like, with Pittsburgh is, I didn't feel like Russ had a great wide receiver two in Pittsburgh. Just my opinion. You had George Pickens, and Calvin Austin, I think, is a solid playmaker. And they've got a good tight end room. They've got a good running game. Like last year, having Najee Harris so like they had a solid, and they have a great defense. I'm not going to say Russ was on a bad team. I just didn't feel like there was a great wide receiver too. But then I look at this team that Russell Wilson's going to be on this year. And just my opinion, Malik Neighbors, I feel like, is a much stronger one than Russ had last year, George Pickens. And then I look at the 2 and 3 guys. Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton are way better wide receiver 2 and 3 options than some of the guys that Pittsburgh had last year for Russell Wilson. Like Mike Williams and Calvin Austin, I really like, but I'd much rather have Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton than Calvin Austin and Mike Williams, who just retired. So, but then I'll look at, this Giants team that I think there is a little bit of that it's not that great compared to what Pittsburgh had last year for Russ. Russ had great tight ends in Pittsburgh. He had Hayward and Pat Freiermuth. And then the Giants, I don't feel like have a great tight end room. If I were the Giants, I would look at Noah Fant. Noah Fant is a guy I'd look at who just got cut by the Seahawks. If I were the Giants, I'd look at Noah Fant. But we will see. We will see what happens. And it would be funny to see Noah Fant get signed by the Giants because he was a part of the Russell Wilson trade. But I think that's really the only thing for Russ to, like, I just looking at the wide receiver group, even the running back room is good. Like, the running back room is good as well. They just drafted, the running back from Arizona State, Cam Skadaboo. They have Tyron Tracy, who I really liked what I saw from last year. They've got Devin Singletary. The running back room, I think, is just as solid as it was in Pittsburgh last year. So the running back room is good. I think the really only thing missing for the Giants offense compared to, what the Steelers had for Russ, and I'm not saying the offensive line is bad, but I think the Steelers' offensive line is a little bit better. And then the tight end position, if they can add in a Noah Fant, or someone through the tight end, if they can add in another tight end for Russell Wilson, I think he's going to be a lot better offensively this season for the Giants compared to what he was for the Steelers last season. And especially being alongside a guy like Brian Daboll offensively as your head coach. But, I'm excited to see what Russell Wilson can bring this year. Not to mention he's playing for another good defense. I like what the Giants have defensively this year. After drafting Abdul Carter this year. Let me know your thoughts on the announcement for the Giants. Bringing in Russell Wilson announcing Russell Wilson's the Week 1 starter. We still got a bunch of Week 1 starters that have not been announced. I think there's going to be competitions throughout all training camp and preseason with teams like the Colts, Browns, The Colts, Browns, and Saints. I don't think we will see those teams announce their week one starters until the end of training camp and preseason. You've got competition between Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis, a bunch of quarterbacks in Cleveland. You've got Spencer Rattler and a couple other quarterbacks battling in New Orleans. And then I'm pretty sure JJ McCarthy and Michael Penix Jr. will be the week one starters for the Atlanta Falcons and Minnesota Vikings. And I'm pretty sure Cam Ward will be the week one starter for the Tennessee Titans. But that has not been announced yet. So I think we're still waiting for those announcements as well. Let me know your thoughts on the Giants announcing Russell Wilson as their week one starter in the comment section, and peace out.